DeepMind workers urge Google to drop its military contracts. Cruise's self-driving cabs are coming to Uber next year. And Snap is reportedly working on a new pair of augmented reality spectacles. It's Friday, August 23rd, and this is Engadget News. Google DeepMind workers have signed a letter calling on the company to drop contracts with military organizations. That's according to a report by Time. The document was drafted on May 16th of this year. Around 200 people signed the document, which amounts to 5% of the total headcount of DeepMind. For the uninitiated, DeepMind is one of Google's AI divisions, and the letter states that adopting military contracts runs afoul of the company's own AI rules. The letter was sent out as internal concerns began circulating within the AI lab that the tech was allegedly being sold to military organizations via cloud contracts. According to Time, Google's contracts with the United States military and the Israeli military allow access to services via the cloud, and this reportedly includes AI technology developed by DeepMind. The letter does not linger on any specific military organization, with workers emphasizing that it's not about the geopolitics of any particular conflict. Reporting since 2021 has slowly revealed the scope of tech supplied by Google and Amazon to the Israeli government via a partnership known as Project Nimbus. This is far from the first instance of Google employees openly protesting their work being used to support politically fraught military aims. The company fired dozens of staffers who spoke out against Project Nimbus earlier this year. The letter goes on to ask DeepMind's leaders to deny military users access to its AI technology and to set up a new in-house governance body to prevent the tech from being used by future militaries. According to 4 unnamed employees, Google has yet to offer a tangible response to the letter. Google did respond to Times reporting, saying that it complies with its AI principles. The company says that the contract with the Israeli government is not directed at highly sensitive, classified, or military workloads relevant to weapons or intelligence services. However, its partnership with the Israeli government has fallen under plenty of scrutiny in recent months. Google purchased DeepMind back in 2014, but under the promise that its AI technology would never be used for military or surveillance purposes. For many years, DeepMind was allowed to operate with a good amount of independence from its parent company. But the burgeoning AI race looks to have changed that. The lab's leaders spent years seeking greater autonomy from Google, but were rebuffed in 2021. General Motors robotaxi service Cruise has inked a multi-year deal with Uber. According to TechCrunch, the deal will let Uber customers hail a Cruise self-driving taxi from their smartphone starting next year. This means that Cruise's self-driving taxis will be back on roads for the first time since striking a pedestrian in San Francisco in October of last year. Neither GM nor Uber gave a specific date or city for Uber's rollout of Cruise's robotaxis. A spokesperson told the website that the new partnership between Cruise and Uber would follow Cruise's relaunch of its own driverless taxi service in 2025. Cruise is currently testing cars with human drivers on roads in Dallas, Phoenix, and Houston, with plans to expand to more cities. Uber also has a partnership with the self-driving car fleet Waymo that's currently operating in Phoenix, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. Cruise also just reached an agreement with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration following an investigation that started in December of 2022 over 3 rear-end crashes involving its autonomous driving vehicles. The company was under another investigation following that accident in October when one of its vehicles struck a pedestrian in San Francisco who was thrown into its path by a human-driven vehicle and then dragged 20 feet, causing further injuries. A third-party report released by Cruise found that executives knew about the incident but failed to disclose it in meetings with city officials and federal agencies. Cruise fired 9 of its executives at the end of last year following a probe. The company also agreed to pay a fine to the California Public Utilities Commission, allowing Cruise to restart its operations in the state. Snap is getting ready to show off a new pair of augmented reality glasses. That's according to a new report in The Verge. The glasses would be the 5th generation of spectacles and the second pair to have augmented reality capabilities. CEO Evan Spiegel will reportedly unveil the glasses at the company's upcoming Partner Summit event on September 17th. The company last introduced a pair of AR glasses in 2021. The glasses were only ever made available to a small handful of creators and developers who came up with some interesting experiments that combined Snapchat's lenses with the AR displays. But the device was still pretty limited. It had an extremely narrow field of view and only a 30-minute battery life. The glasses were also much bulkier and boxier compared to earlier generations of spectacles that looked more like regular sunglasses. Now it sounds like Snap has made some improvements to the underlying tech. The Verge reports that the latest glasses will have a wider field of view and better battery life. However, it seems the spectacles are still being positioned as more of a developer device than something any Snapchat user will be able to buy. Each pair reportedly costs thousands of dollars to build, and Snap is planning on making fewer than 10,000 of them. Still, it suggests that Snap hasn't entirely given up on its hardware ambitions. Its last new product was the $250 Pixie selfie drone, which it abandoned just 4 months after launch in 2022. The company recalled the device earlier this year after a reported battery fire. Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and additional articles at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from senior editor Carissa Bell and contributors Danny Gallagher and Lawrence Bach, and was voiced and produced by me, Steve White, from the sound studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back on Monday with more tech news from Engadget.